We are here today at Cypremort State Park with a bunch of great kids from local schools building our second phase of the Cypremort Point Floating Islands project. We've got a wonderful weather day here. We've got about 100 kids from Catholic High, New Iberia. We've got AMI kids with us. We've got some 4-H kids with us, plus a number of other volunteer school kids from around the area. And we're going to build about 2,500 square feet of brand new marsh right here off of Cypremort Point today. We built about 4,000 square feet of new marsh last year just south of the Quintana Canal. We're looking at it right here. About 25 of these floating island mats, and they're doing great. What happens is these mats, the plants actually grow through the mats and they embed themselves in the seafloor. The mats provide sort of protection from the natural elements, and over time the rooting of these plants becomes even stronger than it would in a natural setting. So these become strong, sturdy, hardy islands, and we're going to build a whole bunch more of them today. So it's very exciting. We're the Coastal Conservation Association of Louisiana. We've been around for more than 35 years in Louisiana as an advocacy organization for better fisheries management, and now we're into the habitat building business, and cannot say enough about the partners who make it possible for us to be here today. Our great friends from Shell Oil, Entergy is out here with us today. The Martin Ecosystem Group is with us today in addition to all these great kids. So again, CCA, we're working every day at the state capitol on the coast as well to make sure that we've got great fisheries for generations to come, and today's just another example of that.
Floating islands are a great demonstration project, and the best part about it is we're able to get our youth groups involved. So they get to come out and be hands-on, install these plants in the floating islands, and get to see some progress towards protecting our coastline.
How do the fish react to the floating islands?
Well, just like any other marsh, it creates habitat. They have to have these hiding spaces for the bait and for the juvenile fish. So making this living shoreline just adds to our habitat, just as our artificial reefs create hard bottom out in the water bodies.
The material of the floating islands is made from recycled PET plastic, which is the same plastic made in drinking bottles. We actually take the material and we inject it with a marine foam to give it buoyancy. And then from there, we go and plant vegetation into the islands, and then they float like a natural marsh. We actually met the inventor of the concept on a hunting trip, and we took his idea that were used for smaller lakes and ponds and kind of engineered it to be used in coastal applications. We've seen great results with our floating wetlands. We have several projects that we've even done with CCA and Shell, where we've started to build back marsh and collect sediment with the islands, so it's been a good success. Today they'll be planting a type of cordgrass, which is natural marsh grass that you see all along South Louisiana coast, and then a paspalum, which is a kind of a creeping ground cover type grass that'll spread out into the water and create habitat for fish and crabs and shrimp, things like that.
We're a long-term partner with CCA. We believe in projects, in our community projects, because we all work and live in the community. This is kind of more dear to my heart because we're doing a lot of projects on our pipeline right-of-ways and infrastructure because we're dealing with erosion issues. So looking for ways to bring that technology into our world. So we've been partnering with folks like CCA and other conservation groups to find that technology, which the floating islands are a tool that we've been using in our routine maintenance work.
I'm the 4th grade science teacher at Catholic High School. In class, we kind of learned about erosion and deposition, and they learned like what it is and how it happens. So out here today, they're actually like putting what they learned into action, and so they're learning how to plant these plants, what kind of plants do best in the marsh, and then where they're going to go and how it's going to actually help them in the future. So this is our 2nd year doing it, and the kids love it. We have, there's 50 of them here. They really get into it. They know that they're helping their state, and they know, a lot of them have camps out here, so they're really here helping out, things that they come do all the time.
My role here today was to help to save Louisiana from coastal erosion. What have you learned so far in regards to the Coastal Conservation Project?
That Louisiana is being eroded away.
We're just trying to help build little floating islands of plants so we can stop coastal erosion.
Okay, what have you learned so far from the Coastal Conservation Project?
That the Louisiana is getting weared away by erosion and we need to stop that.
I've learned that the water can actually come up and destroy all of this land that used to be there.
Planting stuff and sending it into the ocean would help coastal erosion a lot.
I learned that that erosion is happening and eroding the Louisiana.
That we need to help keep our state here and not get all eroded.
I learned that the water stuff makes the coast go away.
Well, we're from Opelousas. We're involved in several groups. My children and myself and my husband are all part of CCA Acadiana, so we knew about this event through that, and we grabbed a few extra homeschoolers in different 4-H groups and wild and free groups and co-op that we're part of to bring down here.
That to try and recycle a whole lot of stuff so that landfills don't get filled with plastic that'll take a really long time to decompose.
I have learned that if we do not contribute and help to protect Louisiana, then it will be washed away by erosion.
You should recycle and you shouldn't litter because it could kill the fish and other wildlife.
I think the most important thing we could get out of it today is a fun activity that will protect our Louisiana state and be outside and learn about things.
You can tell our students here today because they're all wearing blue shirts, and they're young men. They're a little older than the other kids because they're in high school, and they bring some of the muscle here today to help lift these heavy mats. AMI Kids the AMI stands for American Marine Institute. They take kids at risk, and rather than having them go into the penal system, they put them in a residential or even an outpatient facility and teach them how to behavior modification, improve their schoolwork, give them some life skills so that they can go back into their community and be useful citizens. AMI has a 75% success rate of getting these young men back into their own communities and not getting back in trouble. A lot of AMI kids have never been out in an environmental place like this on the coast, helping other people that they've come in contact with, teamwork, helping young people become leaders to help these young kids follow directions and do things which will benefit them all.
What have you learned as far from the Coastal Restoration Project today?
I learned that a lot of the coast is washing away from hurricanes, and that we need to stop that from happening, or Louisiana will continue to erode away.
The most important I gained, without teamwork ain't nothing. And then it was a lot of teamwork, a lot of help, had to come and help the little kids and stuff.
Teamwork, if you use teamwork, you can help build things like this, and it can save Louisiana's coast.
I learned a lot about teamwork and helping others. Really, my job was to be a leader and help the little people.
It's very satisfying. I know it feels great for all of our members from our local chapters, like the Acadiana chapter, the Cajun chapter, the Vermilion chapter, the Sugar chapter, and our brand new Southside chapter, who all work together to put this together. When you start seeing those first sets of islands being floated away and put into place, it really is a satisfying feeling for our volunteers, our partners, and I'm sure for these kids.
I feel like we're kind of, giving back a little bit, doing our part to try to help rebuild Louisiana's coast. And it's fun getting to watch the kids get involved and be a part of that process too.
This is just a great project for Louisiana, a great effort of CCA, and a great outreach to our youth to educate them on the environment and on conservation.
Having an opportunity when you're younger to kind of see something and be interested in it, and maybe that leads you into a different path when you get older, that's great.
To become a member of CCA, it's real simple. You go to ccalouisiana.com. There's a button right on the home page that says Become a Member. For only $35, your dollars go towards our advocacy work every day at the Capitol and on the coast, towards our habitat work, towards our outreach efforts in schools and throughout community organizations throughout the state, and of course all the fun stuff we do, like our chapter events, our star tournament. All of that is the way we get to days like today, where we're actually actually putting new marsh into the water.
If people have questions like more information, what should they do?
Well, they ought to call us at the CCA office, 225-952-9200. They can go to our website, find answers to most of their questions, or they could email me directly, David@ccalouisiana.com. We'd love to tell you all about it.